The warning and you. The final sign I want to highlight is what is happening within my own soul and many others whom I have been in contact with. There seems to be deep cleansing and purification taking place in people who are watching, praying, and seeking the Lord. In my own heart, God is revealing little by little the depth of my brokenness, self-centeredness, and need for healing and liberation. It's been a very painful illumination. If the warning is like the sun breaking the horizon at dawn, then we are presently in the hours before the sunrise. Already the night is giving way to the first light of dawn, and the closer we get to the warning, the more the sun of justice will illuminate the landscape of our hearts. It's as though we are getting small doses of the illumination already, which will increase until the moment of the warning, when the sun of justice breaks across the world. For those who have already awoken before dawn, the illumination will not be as painful. But for those who have been living in the dark, it will be a shocking awakening. They cried out to the mountains and the rocks, "Fall on us and hide us from the face of the one who sits on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb, because the great day of their wrath has come, and who can withstand it?" Revelation chapter 6, 16-17. With his divine love, he will open the doors of hearts and illuminate all consciences. Every person will see himself in the burning fire of divine truth. It will be like a judgment in miniature. Father Stefano Gobbi to the priests, Our Lady's beloved sons, May 22nd, 1988, with imprimatur. To overcome the tremendous effects of generations of sin, I must send the power to break through and transform the world. But this surge of power will be uncomfortable, even painful for some. This will cause the contrast between darkness and light to become even greater. God the Father allegedly to Barbara Ross Gentili from the 4 volumes Seeing with the Eyes of the Soul, November 15, 1996, as quoted in The Miracle of the Illumination of Conscience by Dr. Thomas W. Petrisco, page 53. The consciences of this beloved people must be violently shaken so that they may put their house in order. A great moment is approaching, a great day of light. It is the hour of decision for mankind. Servant of God Maria Esperanza, Antichrist and the End Times, Father Joseph Iannuzzi, page 37, volume 15, featured article from www.sign.org. As we appear to be living in the 7 seals of revolution, the best way to prepare is to remain always in a state of grace. Run from sin. Second, stay close to the sacraments where Jesus has made himself available to us in an extraordinary way, through his real presence in the Eucharist and his divine mercy in the confessional. Weekly confession is a powerful way to conquer sin, remain accountable, and attain the grace we need in these times to persevere and remain faithful, and encircle it all with the chain of the Rosary. When will the warning come? I don't know. But if what I heard in my heart 16 years ago was authentic, I believe that when we see the signs above intensifying to the point of civil unrest and widespread suppression and violent persecution of the Church, that dawning illumination will be at the very threshold. In the moment of greatest chaos, when the winds of change are fiercest, the eye of the storm will break out briefly upon wounded mankind, a last chance for the prodigal sons and daughters to return home before the final half of the storm. The term "the warning" appears to have been coined in Garabandal, Spain, where several children allegedly received apparitions from Our Lady. One of the things she told the children is that, when communism comes again, everything will happen. Conquita Gonzalez, Garabandal. Everything includes the warning, which Our Lady revealed to the Spanish seers. Oddly, communism hadn't even left yet at that time, but now it's clear that global communism is well underway, not in its previous forms, but, this time, wearing a green hat under the guise of environmentalism and healthcare. Marxist communism, which seemed destroyed with the fall of the Berlin Wall, has been reborn and is certain to govern Spain. The sense of democracy is substituted for the imposition of a single way of thinking and by authoritarianism and absolutism incompatible with democracy. With much pain, I have to tell you and warn you that I have perceived an attempt to make Spain stop being Spain. Cardinal Antonio Canizares, Lovera of Valencia, January 17, 2020. The same can be said for Canada, France, Australia, America, Ireland, and a host of other countries where the Great Reset is well underway. Another intriguing aspect of those apparitions is the testimony of a Mother Superior who had been told third hand from a priest that the warning would come after a synod. As I was preparing this article, Spirit Daily was right on cue with this subject. Maria de la Nieves Garcia, head of a school in Burgos, where the seer Conchita Gonzalez studied in 1966 and 1967. The nun derived the information from two priests. Stated the superior, reportedly, during the apparition, the Virgin told the visionary Conchita Gonzalez that before the future events occur, a synod will take place, an important synod. "Do you mean a council?" the aunt allegedly asked. It was the time of Vatican II. "No, the Virgin didn't say council," the seer purportedly responded. "She said synod, and I think synod is a small council." It is impossible, the superior is quoted as stating, for a 12-year-old girl without any knowledge and culture to talk about a synod that didn't exist. A half-century later, the ecclesial term synod would suddenly become commonplace in the Church. Of note is the recent German synod, where several bishops are propagating heretical positions, particularly on human sexuality. But the Church, in general, is a synodal process from 2021 to 2023. About what exactly is not entirely clear. It seems to be a synod on synodality, on how to move forward on the path towards being a more synodal church in the long term. If turning the church into one big ongoing synod is the goal, especially if it's about transforming the church into a democracy rather than the monarchy it is, then we may very well have another key sign of the nearness of the warning.